Welcome back. You are watching Ancillary Physics 3, Electricity and Electronics. In this lecture, let us start unit number 2, Current Electricity. Unit number 2, Current Electricity. In this lecture, today we are going to see Kirchhoff's laws. So Kirchhoff's laws consisting of two laws, one for current law, another for voltage law. Current law applied at a node while voltage law applied for a loop. So let us discuss these two laws in detail in this lecture. So in this lecture, we are going to discuss Kirchhoff's laws. So WHWF, Kirchhoff's laws. There are two in this kind. One is Kirchhoff's current law. Second is Kirchhoff voltage law. Generally, current law is said to be, you can say, a law which is defined using nodes of a circuit. So it's node law, it's loop law. It's loop law. Let's see what is Kirchhoff current law. Kirchhoff's current law. So let me write down the formal statements. In any network of conductors, the algebraic sum of the currents meeting at any point is 0. That is summation of I which is equal to 0. This is the statement. Kirchhoff current law. In any network of conductors, the algebraic sum of the currents meeting at any point is 0. Summation of I which is equal to 0. So this is the statement. What does it mean? Let us consider a node. Node is nothing but a point. Assume that there are many wires that are coming to touch this node. Okay? Assume that some of which has inward flow of currents. That is, the currents are passing towards node. And some of the wires through which the currents are passing away from the node. Assume the situation. Now you can name these currents which flowing through each wire. Now, so this is the situation. Now what is that? Algebraic sum of the currents meeting at any point. So this point is a node. Node is a point at which all these currents are meeting. Now we have to calculate the algebraic sum. While taking the sum, if the current flowing towards the node then we have to put plus. If the current is flowing outwards from the node, then we have to put minus symbol. In that way, here what are the currents? I1, I2, I3, I4, I5, I6. These are the currents, and I7 also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, these all currents are meeting at a point which is we have termed as node. So this algebraic sum of the currents meeting at a node is 0. At this point, the current is said to be 0. Now we have to take algebraic sum, provided keeping in mind when the current is flowing towards the node, you have to put plus, while the current is going outwards from the node, like this point and this point, you have to put minus symbol. In that way, here I1 is plus, I2 plus, I3 minus, I4 plus, I5 minus, I6 plus, I7 minus, which is equal to 0 according to this statement. Which means I1 plus I2 plus I4 plus I6, which is equal to I3 plus I5 plus I7. Okay? According to this expression, it is very clearly understood that the currents coming through these points, these wires, that is through wire I1, wire I2, wire I4, wire I6. These are the wires through which the current flowing towards the node, towards the point. All these currents are coming out of the point through the wires I3, wires I5 and wires I7. Right? It's like you are having two pipes. This is pipe 1, this is pipe 2 and this is pipe 3. All are meeting at a point. Okay, then there is another junction, right? There is another pipe. So water flowing this pipe and flowing this pipe and flowing this pipe are all went through this way, which means there is no accumulation of water at this junction. Like that, the current flowing through these wires towards node will coming out from that node through the outward wires. So whatever the current flowing into the point will comes out in another way, right? So that the net algebraic sum of the current, the net current at this point is always 0 when there is a steady state current is flowing. So that in other words, you can write this law in this way. When steady state current flows in an electrical circuit, there is no accumulation of charge at any point. There is no accumulation of charge at any point. Okay, this is another statement. When a steady state current flows in an electric circuit, that is current flowing through this inward directions and coming out of this outward directions. In this is the case, then there is no accumulation of charge at any point. At this point, at any time, there will be no charge. Okay, whatever is coming, that is going out. Okay, so this is one. You can write the Kirchhoff current law using this statement or using this statement. Both are same in different way. Okay, fine. we can draw this in a circuit form. For example, if there is a circuit is looking like this, so this is R1, let's say, and this is R2, and this is R3. So current is flowing in this direction. So here this direction, here this direction, here this direction. So this is IR1, and the current through this line is IR2, and current going this line is IR3. Right? Now this is the junction. Assume that this is the junction, let's say junction A. So at junction A, IR1 is going towards the junction, and IR2, IR3 are going away from the junction. Now if you apply Kirchhoff's current law, it is in other words said to be KCL. So abbreviation for Kirchhoff's current law is KCL. Applying KCL at this node or junction A, we can write IR1, it is plus, and minus IR2, because the current is flowing out from the node, minus IR3, which is equal to 0. So that IR1, that is equal to IR2 plus IR3. It means that what does it mean? That is, the current passing through the resistor 1 is divided into this junction, and this sum R2 plus R3 is equal to the incoming current, right? So that effectively the net charge at the node is 0. So this is said to be Kirchhoff's current law. Next, we will see Kirchhoff's voltage law or loop law. Okay? So next, Kirchhoff's voltage law, or simply you can say KVL. And again, let me write the statement first and explain the concept next, so that the algebraic sum of the products of the current and resistance, that is I and R, which is nothing but the voltage in any closed loop, of a circuit is equal to the algebraic sum of electromotive force, EMF, or simply you can say battery acting in that loop. This is summation of current and resistances, which is equal to summation of batteries. So according to Kirchhoff voltage law, it is simply said to be KVL. The algebraic sum of the products of the current and resistance in any closed loop of a circuit is equal to the algebraic sum of the electromotive force acting in that loop. What does it mean? If we visualize that, you can simply understand. For that purpose, let me draw a circuit. say this is E1 and this is E2, this is R1 and this is R2, R3, R4 are the resistances, and current flowing through them are denoted by I1, I2, I3 and I4 respectively. Consider this circuit. Now we have to apply Kirchhoff voltage law to a loop. That means it's a closed loop. It is closed everywhere. Suppose if it is open here, then you cannot apply this law. So that a circuit must be closed and you can find a loop like that, right? If you start here, it will end up here. If you start here, it will end up here. If you start here, it will go for a loop and it will end at the point where you have started. Consider such loop. Now, if the flow of current direction is, if you consider the loop in this direction, you have to put the arrow mark in this direction. Here the current is flowing from this negative to positive in battery. Okay. Here also current is flowing from this direction, but the loop is flowing opposite direction, right? Current is flowing this direction, but loop is going like this, right? See here, loop going like this. It is going here. It comes like this. So it is going up, going right side, no, right arrow, down arrow, left arrow. This is the direction of the loop. With that, right, if the direction of the loop is equal to the direction of the current flow. Suppose if you are considering a battery like this and current will flowing in this direction. If the loop direction is also same the direction of the current, then you have to put plus symbol. Suppose if this is the battery, this is the current direction. If the loop direction is opposite to that of the current direction, then you have to put the minus sign while taking the algebraic sum, right? So in that way, now you apply here. Let us starting from this point E1, right? So it is plus because current direction, loop direction are same, E1, right? Then plus algebraic sum of the products of the resistance and current, that is I1 R1 plus I2 R2. What is here? Current direction is upwards while loop direction is downwards, so minus E2 plus here I3 R3 plus I4 R4, which is equal to 0. This is the formula. While writing the voltage using voltage which is flowing in this, when the current flowing through the resistor, you can write the equation for voltage as V is equal to I into R. In that case, as voltage don't have the resistor don't have the polarity, so you don't need to put the plus minus symbol for the resistors. Okay, fine. Now if you rewrite this equation, we can write E1 plus I1 R1 plus I2 R2 plus I3 R3 plus I4 R4, which is equal to E2. It may be confusing you. Okay, fine. Let us rewrite this equation. Let us again write the equation from this point. Let us start this point and we will close the loop. Now we will get to know. Here the current direction is upwards, the loop direction is downwards, so we have to start from minus E2 plus here I3 R3 plus here I4 R4. In this battery, you can put the current direction and voltage direction are, the loop direction are same, so you have to put plus C1 plus I1 R1 here plus I2 R2 from this resistor, which is equal to 0. Now if you rewrite this equation, what will happen? This term will go right side, so you can rewrite this equation as minus becomes plus E2, right? You can start at any point. You have to close the point where you have started the loop, and if you write the equation, then it will tell you that the algebraic sum is equal to 0, provided you have to put plus symbol for the battery when the current direction and the loop direction is same. If the current direction and loop direction is opposite, then you have to put the minus sign. So this is Kirchhoff voltage law and the statement said this only. Fine. Let us see. So now we have defined what is voltage law, Kirchhoff voltage law as well. We have defined what is current law and what is voltage law. In a nutshell, you can write KCL for node at node current is equal to 0. Very simple. And for KVL for a loop, in a closed loop, net voltage is equal to 0. Right? This is the simple thing that you might have to remember. Now let's see few problems related to the applications of Kirchhoff's voltage law and current law. A battery of EMF 6 volts and 0.1 ohm internal resistance is joined in parallel with another of 10 volts EMF and 1 ohm internal resistance The combination is used to send the current. Through an external resistance. Through an external resistance of 12 ohms. Calculate the current through each battery. What is the question? A battery of EMF 6 volt and 0.1 ohm internal resistance. Let's draw this circuit, right? There is a battery. 6 volt and the internal resistance is 0.1 ohm. Is joined in parallel with another of 10 volts EMF and 1 volt internal resistance. So we have to draw another battery in parallel which has 10 volt voltage, 1 ohms internal resistance. The combination is used to send the current through an external resistance of 12 ohms. So there is an external resistance and it is to send the current, that is, so this current summed through this battery is going through this resistance whose value is 12 ohms. Okay, and now current is flowing from minus to plus. It is flowing this direction. Here also this direction, so it will flow this direction. You can draw this direction of the current like this. Current will flow from minus to plus on both sides. Now if you say that current flowing through the battery 6 volt is I1 and the current flowing the battery 10 volt is I2, then calculate the current through each battery. What is I1 and what is I2? And this is the question. Now we have to apply Kirchhoff laws to find the solution. That is the idea. Okay. What we need to calculate? We need to calculate the current. What is given? Voltage is given, resistor is given. Now the idea is we have to apply Kirchhoff's voltage law to this loop first. Which loop? So there are two loops here. One path is, it is starting from this point. You can say starting from this point and going in this way, right? And here flowing this way. This is one path. If it is going this way, this is path 1. Another path, you are starting from this point and more going through this way, right? And coming through this path. So this is path 2. Okay, let's write KVL for, in order to differentiate that, let us put this is A and this battery is E1, this battery is E2, this is resistance R, this node is B. Okay, let's write Kirchhoff voltage law for the loop which is passing through A, R, B, E, A. Loop which reaches the point where it starts. If you write the Kirchhoff's voltage law, what is the current at this point? You can write at this point, you can write the current as I, which is equal to sum of I1 plus I2. That is, at this node you have to apply Kirchhoff's current law. Algebraic sum of the currents flowing into a particular point is equal to the algebraic sum of the current flowing out of that point. In that way, you can write I equal to I1 plus I2. Now we are writing KVL, so that it is starting from this point and current flowing this resistor, you can write product of current and voltage I1 plus I2, because the current flowing through this path is I1 plus I2 multiplied by R, I1 plus I2 into 12 plus, so it is coming through this way, then you can write here. What is that? What is the resistance? Here the current is I1, the resistance is 0.1, which is equal to, what is that? The voltage through this way is equal to 6 volt. And if you draw or if you write the Kirchhoff's voltage law for this loop, that is KVL for A, R, B, it is E1 in the top, this is E2, A, which you can write, again this is nothing but I1 plus I2 times 12 ohms plus I2 times 1 ohm, which is equal to 10 volt. Right? Now we have the equation 1 and we have the equation 2. Now we can process the equation 1. What is equation 1? I1 plus, you can write 12 I1 plus 12 I2 plus 0.1 I1, which is equal to 6 volt, or you can write 12.1 I1 plus 12 I2 equal to 6 volt. And from equation number 2, you can write, you can expand this equation 2, 12 I1 plus 12 I2 plus I2, which is equal to 10. That is 12 I1 plus 13 I2, which is equal to 10. Now solve these two equations. You can say this is equation number 3 and this is equation number 4. Now you can solve these equations. How to solve? You can rewrite this equation for either I1 or I2. Let me write this equation for I2 so that 13 I2 which is equal to 10 minus 12 I1 and I2 equal to 10 minus 12 I1 divided by 13. This is I2. Substitute this I2 in equation number 3. 12.1 I1 plus 12 into 10 minus 12 I1 divided by 13 which is equal to 6, which means you can multiply the entire equation by 13, so that 13 multiplied by 12.1 I1 plus 12, 13 will cancel out, 12 into 10 120 minus 12 into 12 144 I1 which is equal to 6 into 13. See, next you can write 13 into 12.1 I1 plus 120 you can bring it to the right side minus 144 I1 which is equal to 6 into 13 minus this 120 will be there. If you solve this equation, you will get the value for I1 as minus 3.158 ampere. Taking this value I1 and substituting this I1 at this point here in equation number 5, then you will get, substituting this I1 value here, you will get the value for I2, so that will be equal to 3.684 ampere. You guys please work this out. You do this calculation, you make this multiplication, and you make this multiplication, you bring this 120 to the right hand side and solve this equation for I1. You find that and check that whether it will give you minus 3.158 or not. And you take this I1 and substitute here, you solve this equation for I2. So in this way, you can calculate the I1, I2 for a given circuit. So this is one example for the application of Kirchhoff laws. Okay.